Hi there. Welcome to Architect's Instruction number 1. Building up to the end of the year, I found myself in an incredibly familiar and slightly uncomfortable cycle. I was knee-deep in doing. I had my head down, working, delivering, solving problems, trying to hit deadlines, and from my point of view, I was being efficient. But from the outside, I'd gone completely silent. At one point, my wife Emma stood in the doorway with a coffee in her hand. "Wow, you're being so productive," she said. "I feel like you've been at that desk all week. But what are you working on?" She could see the effort, but she had no idea what I was achieving or why I was actually doing it. I was so focused on the output that I'd stopped sharing, stopped communicating, and hadn't come up for air. It was another stark reminder of this age-old logic that if people don't know what you're doing, they can't respond to it. It's the same story whether you're a business owner like me looking for the next project or a designer looking for your next promotion. The risk of hyper-focusing on the work over everything else and the assumption that if we stay busy, head down, delivering the work, the environment around us will naturally reward us. Now, we're all guilty of this. Some of us spend our entire careers doing it, only to end up burnt out and frustrated rather than taking control. Ultimately, effort is private, opportunity is public. Your career doesn't respond to how hard you're working, it responds to signals. If people around you, your directors, peers, and even clients don't understand what you're doing, or why it's important, or even matters, there's nothing for them to act on. And in many cases, that invisible effort is wasted effort. Over the Christmas period, I reread the book Fuck Being Humble by Stephanie Sword-Williams. It's an explanation of ego, but in a good way. I go back to it when I need a bit of a kick. It's a reminder that self-promotion isn't a bad thing. It's the realization that when you don't articulate your value, you leave it up to interpretation and chance. So where do you go from here? Particularly when this self-promotion thing doesn't come naturally. Well, you need to stop thinking about it as a personality trait. Think about it as a professional skill. And like any skill, whether it's Revit modelling or hand sketching, we just practice it little and often. If you're looking to signal in your own career this week, here are a few low-effort ways to start. Speak up in a meeting. Add context to a topic. Don't just show a detail. Explain the why behind it, the logic. Share a short insight, post a photo from your site visit in your Teams channel or a material that you found while doing research for your project. Offer an idea, speak up in a design review, even something small but helpful. Teach something, help someone in your office, mentor and share a small insight from your own experiences. Start a conversation, start with a question at the tea point, ask what they're working on. Go for a coffee, build a genuine connection with someone, a colleague or a collaborator. Or share an idea online, just one, something small, insightful from your work or your day. None of this is necessarily about self-promotion in the caricatured sense. It's about making yourself and your thinking legible, helping the system around you respond to see who you are, why you're interesting and important. And these are tiny things, 5 minutes at a time, but over months and years, these small signals build trust and advocacy that leads to opportunities. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes, and I'll speak to you next week. Thanks.